Kia ora Rotorua and welcome to this edition of City News. Ahead in tonight's bulletin, farmers in the Lake Arere-Whakaitu catchment area take action, Fish and Game are reminding the public to be vigilant, and in sport tonight, the country's premier speedway event is just under 200 days away. Those stories and more just ahead. Thanks for joining us. A high-profile trial of 3 Western Bay men charged with the murders of Tauranga men Daryl Crawford and William Taikato started in the High Court in Rotorua yesterday. Police launched homicide investigations in relation to the missing men in March 2008 and, despite finding no bodies, charged the trio with the murders in September that year. The trial is set to take 15 days, but the length of the trial will depend upon whether the accused elect to respond to the Crown evidence and call defence witnesses to give evidence. Farmers in the Lake Arere-Whakaitu catchment area are taking action to protect the lake's water quality by reducing their own nutrient flows. Environment Bay of Plenty's monitoring had shown that nutrient levels in streams flowing into the lake were increasing. Environment Bay of Plenty has invited the area's farmers to prepare the lake's catchment plan after the group participated in 2 Sustainable Farming Fund projects to address issues with nitrogen and phosphate management. Land Management Group Manager Warwick Murray said commitment to the action on the ground and continual improvement will be key features of the next part of this valuable project. The decision to allow traffic through the Eat Street precinct over winter has received an overwhelming thumbs down from local businesses. Rotorua Chamber of Commerce conducted a poll of its members late last week, with 91% of the 229 businesses wanting to retain the vehicle-free aspect of the area. The trial, which began a week ago, continues until the end of September. With winter trout spawning season underway, Fish and Game New Zealand are reminding the public to be vigilant of suspicious activity around trout spawning streams. In the early hours of Wednesday 9th of June, Fish and Game staff assisted Rotorua Police in dealing with 2 local men who were found to be in possession of a quantity of trout that had allegedly been illegally taken from a location near Lake Oroto-Kakahi. As a result of this, Fish and Game seized 7 trout, a net and other associated items. 2 Rotorua men aged 31 and 42 will be dealt with by Fish and Game. Offences involving taking spawning trout and disturbing trout spawning waters are punishable by up to 12 months imprisonment and or a fine of up to $10,000. And in sport tonight, the Island rugby team trained on Monday afternoon in preparation for their game against New Zealand Māori on Friday. The open training session was on the top field of the Rotorua International Stadium and allowed a large group of fans to get up close to the players. At the end of their training, the team made themselves available to school children for autographs. The country's premier speedway event is just under 200 days away, and organisers are already receiving a groundswell of support they have not seen before. Rotorua has the hosting rights for the New Zealand Superstock Championships this summer, and a poll of the country's races in the top division shows that a number of competing at the December event should be extremely healthy. The national event, sponsored by Speedy Signs, will be held at Rotorua's Paradise Valley Raceway on December 27th and 28th, in the height of the tourist season in Rotorua. Weather for Rotorua and surrounding areas tonight. Mainly fine with cool southerlies, a low of 1. Tomorrow Wednesday, mainly fine with light winds, a high of 12 and a low of 2. And long range through to Thursday, morning frost, fine with light winds, a high of 12 and a low of 3. And marine forecast for Lake Rotorua tomorrow Wednesday, southerly winds 10 knots dying away in the evening, fine weather. If you missed any of tonight's bulletin, you can watch it again by going to www.tvrotorua.co.nz and click on the View Latest City News link and the link below that for latest Rotorua events. Still to come tonight, Steve catches up with Te Ururoa Flavel and finds out more about the Māori Party. Sport Bay of Plenty gets us active, And Dr. Kate Mills tells us how we should talk to our doctor. It's your news law to do with City News with more from around your region next.